Well, thank you. I'm joined by Nikki Morrissey this morning. Nikki and I have been working together on this year's Gastroparesis Awareness Month proclamation, which will be for August 2020. And Nikki, thanks for bringing this to the city's attention. This was back, what, in 2018, correct,
That's when
originally?
I started with the proclamations, yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about your story with gastroparesis?
Sure. In 2013, I went in to have a surgery to fix a paraesophageal hernia. Basically, it's a really bad hernia where a lot of your stomach is up in your lungs. So they had to fix that, and during the process, my vagal nerve was severed at the anterior and posterior part, which is directly what wraps around your stomach and your entire digestive system.
It's the sensory nerve that says whether your stomach is full or empty, right?
Correct. It actually controls a lot. It's your 10th cranial nerve. It's actually the largest of your cranial nerves. It starts at the base of your skull and it goes all the way down around your heart through your whole autonomic nervous system. So I do have a cardiac pacemaker that was installed when I was 39 years old because my heart rate was just too low. They couldn't keep it up. I have breathing problems that also controls that. And then it branches off around your stomach, and then that controls your whole, from your esophagus all through your colon on down. Really only have nausea pills to help. It's really hard for me to take anything orally because if it has to go through your digestive system, mine just doesn't. It's also called malabsorption. It doesn't absorb anything. So pretty much all I have are dissolvable medications, I should say, that help me that. And then I also take packets of potassium, hypokymia, which is just low potassium, which is potentially very dangerous. If it gets at a critical level, it is fatal. So I take packets of that with apple juice 3 times a day to try to keep my potassium levels up. And other than that, it's just trying to control nausea.
And what would you like residents to know, or what can we take away from this and be able to provide support for you and other gastroparesis sufferers?
I think the main thing is it's an invisible illness. You know, looking at a lot of people, you would never know that they suffer like they do. It's debilitating. It's every day. It's every moment of your life. At least for me. I mean, there's different degrees of it, of course. You know, there's some people that don't have any symptoms and are fine. There's some people like me who struggle daily, and not only with the symptoms, but with maintaining weight. There's people that have problems with gaining weight during this. So there's just so many different degrees, and how it affects people is just so different. So for me, it's just, I guess, the awareness to know that you don't know what people are going through. If they don't look necessarily you're rosy cheeked and everything, you know, there's usually an underlying reason, not always to think the worst. I've had awful things said to me in places when I was at my lowest weight. And there are lots of people that just don't understand that you might look okay, but underneath you're not okay. So when you go in and you're in nausea and you have pain, they're thinking a lot of times, well, she's just here to get pain meds or something else. It's just usually, if doctors would more take their time and actually read charts and know that there's a history. I mean, since March, I've been hospitalized 9 times just so far since the end of March. And 6 of them were over hospitalizations. 1 was a week long. And with COVID, you know, there was only 2 times my husband was able to come up and see me. So it's a lot of lonely time during this time as well. So any advocate you can have behind you to get you into the right place so you get better faster is amazing. And we definitely have that now. But 2 years ago, no. And we still run into that. We still run into that. Doctors aren't aware. They're diagnosing it wrong. I mean, I hate to say that, but they're diagnosing more people by endoscopy instead of the 4-hour gastric empty test, which is really the only known test to significantly prove gastroparesis.
I'll go ahead, and I'd love to read the proclamation for this year.
Absolutely, I'd appreciate that.
So, uh, August 2020 is set as Gastroparesis Awareness Month. Whereas gastroparesis is a paralysis of the stomach which causes extreme pain, nausea, vomiting, early satiety, and can lead to serious complications such as malnourishment, dehydration, extreme weight loss, overwhelming fatigue, a severe decrease in quality of life, and in some cases, even death. And whereas gastroparesis is a chronic illness affecting more than 5 million people in the United States, yet public awareness and medical understanding of this condition is severely lacking. And whereas no known cure exists for gastroparesis, and the few treatment options available can lead to even more serious complications, such as sepsis. And whereas those affected by gastroparesis seek more research, additional treatment options, and effective medications, better patient support, and a hope for a future free of constant suffering and pain. And whereas the people of Cedar Falls can benefit from increased awareness of the devastating effects of gastroparesis for the good of public health and to better support those inflicted with this disorder. Therefore, I, Robert M. Green, Mayor of the City of Cedar Falls, do hereby declare August 2020 as Gastroparesis Awareness Month in Cedar Falls, and I do hereby encourage residents to learn about gastroparesis and to seek out ways to support our neighbors who suffer from this debilitating illness. Signed this 15th day of July 2020. So,
Thank you.
very honored to provide this proclamation and to do so every year as our neighbors and our residents have to suffer from this every day. Please let us know as a community how we can continue to support you. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to get to talk with you today.
I'm very grateful too. Thank you very much for taking time out of your, I'm sure, very, very busy schedule to speak with me today about this. I appreciate it.
Certainly. My very best to Sean and Kobe as well.
Thank you. They, they go through a lot too. It's not just me. They see a lot of stuff and it gets hard, but we make it through. We're pretty close, the three of us. This is, if one thing I could say good that has come out of all of this is that it has, my son and my husband and I are extremely close from it all. So I guess that's the one good thing.
Well, thank you very much. And please do keep us posted.
Yes, absolutely. Take care and have a great week.